welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing my physical TBR. So I'm gonna start with the books that I'm going to read first. So the first book is the final book in the Infernal Devices trilogy. This is Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare, and I am currently reading Clockwork Prince, and I am obsessed. Like, seriously, I could not fall asleep last night because I had to keep reading. I don't know if I am Team Jim or Team Will. I think I might have to wait until I'm completely done with the trilogy to make that final decision, but I love them both. I love Tessa. The characters are just phenomenal. I love the London setting. I just love it. So if you've never read the Infernal Devices trilogy, I 100% recommend, and I am so excited to read the final book. And let me know if you have read the other Cassandra Clare books. I read the first two books of the Mortal Instruments series, but I never did finish it. So let me know if I should finish that. And then I think there's like other books as well. Next up is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This is a young adult romance novel. I've seen a lot of really great reviews for this on Bookstagram, so I'm very excited for this. Then we have the sequel to One of Us is Lying. This is One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus. This is a book that I've had for a really long time, and I really loved the first one, so I don't know why it has taken me so long to get around to this one, but I think I'm gonna read this one in September or October. Then we have American Royals, and this says, with elegance, saucy secrets, and forbidden love, American Royals is fast-paced and utterly charming. I have also seen a lot of great reviews for this one on Bookstagram, so I can't wait to dive in to this one. Also, let me know if you have read any of these books, or if you have some of the same books on your TBR. Next is Rent a Boyfriend by Gloria Chow, and I bought this book, I think it was 2 Decembers ago. It's been a while, but what really drew me into this story is the fact that it has my favorite trope, which is fake dating. It says, Chloe is nervous to introduce her parents to her boyfriend because the truth is she hasn't met him yet either. She hired him from Rent for Your Rents, a company specializing in providing fake boyfriends trained to impress even the most traditional Asian parents. Then we have the rest of the story by Sarah Dessen. I have been meaning to read this since 2019. Next up we have Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. Over the summer I read The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I absolutely loved it, so I'm very excited to read another book by her. I've also read, I cannot remember the name of it. What was the name of it? I can't remember, but I've read 2 other books from her as well besides The Unexpected Everything, and I think this one and Second Chance Summer are the only ones I haven't read. But this one takes place over the course of one wild night, and it follows 2 best friends in New York City. Then we have a couple of classics. So I read 2 classics at the beginning of this year. I read Little Women and Anne of Green Gables, and I really loved both of them. So that really opened the door for me to read other classic novels. So I have Heidi, and I also have quite a few Jane Austen books. I started reading Persuasion at the beginning of this year, or like, what month was it? April maybe, but I still need to finish this one. And then I have Pride and Prejudice, and we have Sense and Sensibility, and finally we have this gorgeous copy of Emma. Next up is a young adult romance novel. This is a pho love story, and this is about two teenagers who fall in love despite the fact that their families have competing restaurants. So it's kind of like a forbidden love, and I've heard really cute things about this one. Next up is The Paper Girl of Paris. I believe this is historical fiction, and I think this is a dual timeline as well, and I'm excited to read this because I love when books take place in Paris. Then we have Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. And then I have a lot of rom-coms that I still need to read. So I have Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins, You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hoggle. I read Twice Shy by Sarah Hoggle at the beginning of this year. I absolutely loved it, and this one is a lovers to enemies to lovers rom-com. Then we have The Dating Plan. We have the Kindred Spirits Supper Club. What really drew me into this story is the fact that there is a supernatural element to it. So I meant to read this last September, October, but I never did get around to it. So I think I'm gonna read this one for this autumn. Then we have Dream On by Angie Hockman. I loved Shipped, which is also by Angie Hockman, and I'm excited for this one because, I don't know, it just sounds so interesting. It says, when law grad Cass Walker wakes up after surviving a car accident, she is flooded with memories of a man named Devin. The only problem, Devin, as confirmed by family, friends, and doctors, doesn't exist. So when she happens upon the real Devin a year later in a Cleveland flower shop, she's completely shocked. Even more surprising is that Devin actually believes her story, and despite his protective older brother's doubts, they soon embark on a real-life romance. Next up is Well Met, which is an enemies to lovers story. And then we have The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I recently read The No-Show by Beth O'Leary, and it was incredible. So after I finished reading that book, I went out and bought this one, and I am so excited. And it says, what if your roommate was your soulmate? But falling in love with your roommate is probably a terrible idea, especially if you've never met. Next up, we have The Stand-In by Lily Chu, and this was definitely a cover buy for me. My last two books are books that I have read in English, but I've never read them in Spanish. So the two books that I want to read in Spanish are Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I thought it would be best to start with stories that I am already familiar with. So I think it's going to be a really long time before I can actually read an entire book in Spanish, but I'm hoping that someday I will be able to. So yeah, those are all of the books that I still need to read. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.